What did you make of that, Jordan, to be suddenly appearing on Meghan Markle's podcast as a villain?
The first
who was
thing I make
calling
of
women crazy
is that the first thing I make of it is that her voice drips with the same falsehood that the voice of Kamala Harris drips with.
Harry, get your limey ginger ass down here and clear this up!
Jordan Peterson just shocked a lot of people with a move nobody saw coming. He appeared on Piers Morgan uncensored and, without raising his voice or creating chaos, carefully broke down Meghan Markle's public narrative.
It's this sanctimonious, faux compassionate talking down to her audience and trying to be sure that we're all really on the same compassionate page here, and we're all being victimized by terrible forces that are arrayed against us, and none of that's really fair. And it's just great.
He stayed calm, sharp, and extremely direct, leaving no space for distraction or confusion. The timing made this moment even bigger. Meghan had already tried using Jordan Peterson's ideas on her own podcast, suggesting his thoughts supported her claim that women often get dismissed as emotional or irrational.
Raise your hand if you've ever been called crazy or hysterical. Or what about nuts, insane, out of your mind, completely irrational?
I don't think that men can control crazy women.
The use of these labels has been drilled into us from movies and TV, from friends and family, and even from random strangers. And the fact is, no one wants this label.
She clearly hoped his reputation would strengthen her argument and protect her position. Instead, Jordan showed up personally and removed that protection in seconds. Meghan played a clip of his words believing it would support her message, but the situation flipped completely. Peterson responded firmly and labeled the interpretation as dishonest. He also criticized what he described as a repeated victim-style storyline, calling attention to it almost immediately. The reaction surprised many viewers and sparked heavy online discussion. But the situation became even more intense when Piers Morgan added his own story to the conversation. He explained that he actually knew Meghan before her global fame.
I followed 4 of the stars of Suits on Twitter.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, I got this direct message from Meghan Markle.
A private message.
Yeah. And it said, "Hey, I'm a big fan, and I'm so excited you're following me." And this is
She said to you.
This is about 3 years ago, and I replied. And then another guy in Suits who plays another character, he got involved too, and we corresponded quite regularly on Twitter, publicly and private.
According to him, they shared friendly conversations, spent time together socially, and built what looked like a genuine connection. However, he claimed everything suddenly stopped the night Meghan met Prince Harry.
And then I put her in a cab, and it turned out to be a cab that took her to a party where she met Prince Harry. And then the next night, they had a solo dinner together, and that was the last I ever heard from Meghan Markle.
From that moment, communication ended completely, which raised eyebrows and fueled even more speculation. Anyone who follows royal drama knows this is where things start getting wild. To understand the full storm, people began looking at how entertainment shows have mocked the situation. One of the strongest examples came from the satirical program Spitting Image, which delivered some of the harshest Meghan parodies ever broadcasted.
It's steady, you ginger pots! Hello, followers. You know little old me is a high-profile, high-success, global brand-creating, vulnerable, and humble business leader. Which means I no longer have time for my lifestyle show, which was such a hit that I'm now in talks with Netflix to pivot to 6 seasons of no more episodes. I've decided my time is better spent doing less, and so I'll be coming on here to patronize you through your phone.
The sketches showed exaggerated lifestyle moments, dramatic personality portrayals, and aggressive power dynamics, all presented without holding back. Then something strange happened. Without warning, several clips disappeared almost overnight. Episodes vanished, footage got removed, and entire segments became difficult to find. Some reports suggested legal pressure might have played a role, which only made the situation look even more suspicious and controversial. The parody also targeted Meghan's Netflix lifestyle content.
Place in microwave. What is microwave? I don't think we have any of that. Harry, do we have any microwave?
Are you fucking dumb?
It's a microwave, silly. Don't talk to me like that, you bitch. I'm a fucking duchess. Shake that off. Oh, damn!
The sketches mocked scenes showing simple daily activities being presented like life-changing spiritual discoveries. Moments like opening snack bags or arranging flowers were portrayed as if they carried deep philosophical meaning. The show suggested this presentation created artificial depth rather than genuine inspiration. One particular sketch showed exaggerated relationship tension, where Prince Harry appeared pressured and isolated after making small mistakes.
You can subscribe to learn how to breathe, how as a finishing touch sticking flowers on anything means you made it with love, and I share the secret to a happy marriage. Fuck's sake, H! Don't make me get the electric collar out.
Sorry, love. I think my arm's gone dead.
Many viewers believed that scene pushed boundaries and felt uncomfortably close to real-life speculation. Shortly after, the show pulled back several segments, which caused even more curiosity and online sharing. The removal did not stop the spread. Clips quickly circulated across social media, turning into viral content. Comedians across the entertainment industry jumped into the conversation, especially after South Park released its own parody, showing how satire can explode when creators refuse to hold back. The controversy reached another level during the Golden Globe Awards. When Joe Coy hosted the event, he delivered bold jokes about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry directly in front of Hollywood's biggest names.
Now, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
One comment focused on the massive investment streaming companies made in the couple, questioning what results were actually delivered. The audience reaction showed how sharply the joke landed. The awkward spotlight grew even stronger when Trevor Noah mentioned a moment many viewers still remember with secondhand embarrassment.
Prince Harry really did that? At a movie premiere last year, he asked the CEO of Disney to hook his wife up with voiceovers. Gotta admit, the monarchy has fallen off, right? No, because back in the day, it used to be like, if you marry my daughter, I'll give you Bergen. Now it's like, my wife actually does a pretty good Timon. You should hear her. Come on, baby, do the thing. Hakuna Matata, do the thing.
The story focused on Prince Harry attending a film premiere and reportedly trying to connect with executives to support Meghan's voiceover opportunities. Commentators contrasted this with historical royal traditions, where marriages once shaped political alliances, making the modern situation look dramatically different and highly debated. Royal marriages once meant alliances, power deals, and the exchange of entire territories. Now, critics say the focus has shifted toward entertainment contracts, streaming partnerships, and podcast negotiations. Many commentators describe this transition as a dramatic fall from historic royal influence. To some observers, the change feels almost surreal, like watching centuries of tradition replaced by modern celebrity branding. The public reaction grew even stronger when their Netflix projects became frequent targets of online jokes and satire. Animated shows, including Family Guy, created scenes that exaggerated their public image and lifestyle. One short joke from the show spread widely online.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
With many viewers claiming it captured more public perception than entire documentary productions. Industry insiders often discuss how major Hollywood deals are expected to produce clear results, and some critics argued that this partnership raised questions about its overall impact. Comedian Chris Rock added another layer of commentary during his Netflix special. Without hesitation, he addressed the discrimination storyline that Meghan and Harry have spoken about publicly.
That's like marrying into the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot. This is invested in slavery like it was Shark Tank.
The Oprah Winfrey interview was originally seen as a major platform where Meghan could present her experiences and concerns regarding royal family treatment. The interview sparked global attention and intense debate. Chris Rock approached the topic from a different angle by asking a question many people had already wondered privately. He suggested that entering a long-standing royal institution and expressing surprise about traditional or outdated attitudes might feel contradictory. He compared it to walking into a casino and claiming surprise that gambling exists. His analogy sparked discussion because it questioned expectations surrounding historic systems and modern social values.
Meg does her little phony, like, I'm so busy just doing so much wealthy stuff. I have the show, the podcast, I'm a duchess.
So busy?
What? It was so fake. I was like, oh.
Supporters of Meghan and Harry argued that raising concerns publicly can help expose outdated traditions. Critics, however, suggested that some family conversations, including curiosity about future little one's appearance, were interpreted as serious accusations. Chris Rock highlighted this complexity by suggesting that misunderstandings can grow when private discussions become public controversies. His routine quickly gained attention and fueled debate across social media platforms. The couple also became recurring subjects on comedy programs such as Saturday Night Live.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these.
Several sketches portrayed exaggerated versions of their public appearances, media interviews, and business ventures. Satire often reflects public perception, and repeated portrayals suggested growing skepticism within entertainment culture.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed.
Some comedians joke that public reception can shift dramatically, with celebrity events sometimes feeling uncomfortable or tense when controversial figures attend. Online commentators even joked that relocating to another planet might be their only escape from public scrutiny, though this was clearly meant as exaggerated humor. The public conversation also frequently returned to Prince Harry's decision to step away from royal duties. Critics often frame his departure as giving up a historic lifestyle to support a partner whose acting career mainly centered around the television series Suits.
My brother's fiancée, Miss Meghan Markle, is on the American program Suits.
Yes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m, USA Network.
The only difference between that show and this is people watch this.
Supporters counter that personal happiness and independence justified the decision. Comedy sketches continued referencing Meghan's acting background, noting that Suits remained her most recognized project. Some commentators described the show as moderately successful, but not globally dominant, which became part of ongoing comedic narratives.
The kids are being fussy and not going to bed. She puts on an episode of Suits and they're out. So...
What are you doing? Ow! Stop it!
As public scrutiny intensified, additional comedians joined the conversation. Jimmy Carr openly discussed what he described as contradictions between leaving royal responsibilities while still maintaining titles and financial benefits.
Harry and Meghan say they'd now like to split their time between spending your money in the UK and spending your money in Canada.
Television personality Kelly Osbourne later echoed similar criticisms, suggesting that public sympathy sometimes depends on consistency between public statements and personal choices. Her commentary contributed to ongoing debates about image management, accountability, and celebrity storytelling within modern media culture.
I think Harry's a f***ing twat. He's a whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems.
Kelly Osbourne eventually spoke out, saying she was tired of hearing what she viewed as self-pity coming from someone she believed had grown up with major advantages. She argued that many people face daily struggles that are difficult to compare with celebrity complaints. Her comments quickly gained attention online and pushed the conversation into even louder territory.
Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's f***ing life is hard.
Yeah,
you were the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a f***ing Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
The criticism reached another level when the Late Show host Stephen Colbert joined the conversation with sharp satire. His comedy focused on portraying Meghan as someone who appeared unprepared for royal traditions. He joked about moments where Meghan claimed she did not fully understand royal customs before joining the family. Colbert exaggerated these claims by suggesting she acted surprised about formal traditions like bowing to the Queen or living in historic royal residences. The exaggerated delivery made the audience laugh, but it also highlighted how public perception had shifted toward questioning her preparation and awareness.
Marrying the monarchy, what did you think it was going to be like?
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. I've never looked up my husband online.
What? Let me introduce this thing called Google, okay? Over there, I think it's called Lori. It's full of useful information. For instance, turns out your husband knew Princess Di. That might have been a hint that this was going to be a rough game.
Colbert pushed the satire further by joking that Meghan might need a research checklist about royal history. The comedy sketch humorously suggested she should search basic information about royal responsibilities, including details connected to Prince Harry himself. The joke painted a picture of someone stepping into a highly traditional institution without fully studying what that life would involve. The comedian framed this situation as an example of what can happen when someone speaks publicly without preparing for intense scrutiny. His performance focused on entertainment value, but also reflected growing public curiosity about how much Meghan understood before entering royal life. Critics described her public image as trying to balance authenticity with carefully staged storytelling, which made her appear inconsistent to some viewers. The satire became even more unusual after Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties. Madame Tussauds in London removed their wax figures from the official royal family display, symbolizing their separation from formal royal roles.
I was curious what they did with Harry and Meghan's wax figures, so I found a museum employee who's temporarily storing.
They're in a loving home, and I treat them better than the museum ever did. They didn't appreciate Meghan's soft hands or Harry's supple.
This decision inspired additional comedy sketches, including one by Conan O'Brien. He performed a segment imagining humorous and exaggerated scenarios about where the couple might appear next. Conan introduced a fictional museum employee character who showed an awkward and overly intense fascination with the wax figures. The performance combined strange humor with exaggerated storytelling, creating a moment that made audiences laugh while also feeling slightly uncomfortable.
Oliver, you have generously offered to keep the wax figures of Harry and Meghan safe.
Yeah, that's correct. And if I may, I would just like to say that I'm definitely not using the wax figures for sex.
The skit ended with a bizarre punchline that blended absurd comedy with commentary about celebrity reinvention. Comedians often repeated one central message: public rebranding can be difficult when audiences still remember earlier versions of someone's identity. They suggested that attempts to reset a public image may appear artificial if past actions remain widely discussed. Similar themes later appeared in commentary connected to Jordan Peterson, who spoke about what he described as staged empathy and performance-driven storytelling. Meanwhile, media personalities continued adding their perspectives. Piers Morgan claimed he had personal experiences with Meghan before her royal life.
She ghosted me, Ryan. Meghan Markle ghosted me. I just think she's a slight social climber, I'm afraid. And when I see the way... I mean, look, at her wedding, there was only one member of her family there. The rest couldn't be risked.
Promising details that he said supported public skepticism. His comments intensified ongoing debates about authenticity and public image. Late-night television hosts also joined the trend. Jimmy Fallon created jokes about Meghan's lifestyle content, focusing on moments where everyday activities were presented as meaningful self-improvement rituals.
What is the number one question that mystifies scientists? Number one question.
Mystifies scientists. Is there life on another planet?
Oh, no. Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
Another bag.
That confuses people.
This, we're just gonna put into a different bag.
One joke highlighted how simple items like snack preparation were presented as emotional or reflective experiences. Social media influencers quickly amplified these jokes, transforming parts of her Netflix series into parody content that spread widely across online platforms.
Take the snack out of one bag and then move them into another bag and then label this new bag, even though this bag already has a label.
Critics and online commentators often pointed to scenes where ordinary daily actions were presented as deeply meaningful lifestyle moments. Many viewers joked that simple tasks, like transferring snacks between containers, were described with dramatic importance, which unintentionally created comedy on its own. Another frequently mentioned example involved decorative routines, such as adding flower petals to water to create a more visually appealing atmosphere.
I prepare water for my guests. Some water that I got from the spring in my backyard. Whatever you do, don't use tap water. I'm just gonna sneak a taste. You flower petal. H is always calling water water.
For some audiences, these scenes symbolized what they believed was presentation focused more on appearance than substance. Jordan Peterson later addressed this type of content, arguing that emotional storytelling can sometimes focus too heavily on style while lacking practical meaning. He suggested that when emotional messaging appears disconnected from everyday struggles, audiences may begin to question its authenticity. Critics use this perspective to explain why some viewers eventually lost interest in the lifestyle branding and began responding with parody instead. Satirical content quickly spread across social media platforms, with influencers and comedians highlighting what they described as contradictions between public messaging and personal family conflicts.
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative with it.
Some parodies focused on Meghan's strained relationship with her father, Thomas Markle, which had already received significant media attention. For certain viewers, this family dynamic became a central reason they followed the public story, trying to understand the emotional reality behind the headlines. Comedian Simon Brodkin reportedly watched the entire Netflix documentary series, later joking that he hoped it would eventually provide clarity or deeper insight.
I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. But now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them.
According to commentary surrounding his reaction, he described feeling more frustrated than convinced after finishing it.
Harry starts describing this one date with Meghan as the night, let me quote you here, "Me and M pulled the pin on a fun grenade. I actually started rooting for Prince Andrew."
Critics claimed the series sometimes struggled to connect with neutral audiences, suggesting that instead of building sympathy, it occasionally created distance between the couple and viewers. Some commentators argued that Meghan and Harry initially gained strong public support by highlighting real social issues. However, critics suggested that the tone of their public appearances gradually shifted toward what they described as overly polished branding. Public reactions sometimes focused on the couple's affectionate nicknames and highly stylized presentations, which some audiences found overly theatrical. Royal etiquette also became part of ongoing public debate. Commentators frequently mentioned that basic royal customs, such as formal greetings toward Queen Elizabeth II, were long-standing traditions within the monarchy.
Harry says, how do you explain to someone who just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
How do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy, especially to an American? Like, that's weird.
And I'm thinking, maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the fucking queen.
Critics suggested that public discussions about these customs sometimes created unnecessary controversy around what they viewed as standard ceremonial respect. Prince Harry's public conversations about adapting to these traditions drew both support and criticism. Viewers who watched the documentary series often shared mixed reactions online. Some described feeling emotionally connected, while others joked that extended episodes felt overwhelming or repetitive.
The 60 Minutes interview was a great chance to hear Harry and Meghan's story, in case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary.
Critics argued that the series sometimes shifted from addressing serious topics toward dramatic storytelling, which they believed weakened public sympathy. Public scrutiny expanded beyond television and comedy. Social media discussions occasionally focused on Meghan's public appearances in everyday settings. One frequently mentioned example involved her visit to a yoga studio where commentators claimed the moment quickly attracted media attention.
Is this true? Meghan Markle has ruined your workout regime. Is this true? If so, how?
Yes, she has.
Critics suggested that even casual activities sometimes appeared carefully staged for publicity, while supporters argued that public figures naturally attract attention regardless of intent.
They have places in LA and New York, but now that she went there, everyone's going to want to go there, and there's not going to be any room. It's going to be harder to get in.
The conversation eventually returned to Piers Morgan, who shared his personal experiences communicating with Meghan before her relationship with Prince Harry became public. Morgan claimed that she initially contacted him, maintained frequent communication through public messages and private texts, and actively sustained their connection over time. According to his account, he believed the relationship was deliberately maintained rather than developing casually, which he later presented as part of his broader criticism of her public persona.
So I'm coming to London to watch the tennis with Serena Williams. I know Serena well too. She said, would you like to meet up for a drink? I said, come to my local pub. We had 2 hours in the pub. She had a couple of dirty martinis and a couple of pints. We got on.
According to Piers Morgan, Meghan's visit to London was not as spontaneous as it appeared. He claimed the trip was carefully arranged. He described meeting her at a pub where they spent hours talking, sharing drinks, and building what he believed was a genuine friendship. Morgan suggested the connection developed gradually, creating what looked like trust and mutual respect. He later explained that he personally helped her get a taxi that same evening. After leaving, Meghan reportedly attended a social gathering where she met Prince Harry. Morgan stated that she had dinner with Harry shortly afterward, and from that moment, communication between him and Meghan suddenly stopped. He described the silence as immediate and complete, suggesting he felt removed from her life once she connected with someone more influential. Morgan publicly labeled her an opportunist and claimed he had evidence supporting his opinion. He also referenced Meghan's relationship with her father, Thomas Markle, suggesting that Thomas was excluded from the royal wedding because he did not fit the public image surrounding the event. Critics linked this situation to broader discussions about personal branding and public image management.
Meghan Markle does not represent black people in the United States. I don't know if you knew that.
No question she doesn't. Don't worry, I'm very familiar. Doesn't represent anybody.
Of course
other
not.
than a very elite, hypocritical group of people.
Supporters of Meghan argue that distancing from certain relationships can be necessary for personal boundaries and emotional well-being. However, critics claim these actions reflect a repeated pattern of ending relationships when circumstances change.
I'm Megan Sussex, and I'm a good person. And I'm meeting another good person today, the wonderful Ariana Grande.
Oh my God, Megan, you're such a good person.
Yes, that's why I'm going to talk to you like you're an idiot.
Jordan Peterson previously described similar behavior as performance-driven empathy and strategic victim narratives.
Psychopaths exploit, and they get a reputation for doing so quite quickly. And then people avoid them and stop working with them. And so it doesn't work over the medium to long run as a general rule.
Commentators often connect his analysis with examples shown in comedy sketches, documentaries, and public interviews. Satirical shows such as Spitting Image highlighted these controversies through parody, while Chris Rock challenged public discussions about discrimination through comedic commentary. Social media influencers and content creators further expanded criticism by mocking Meghan's lifestyle content, describing it as overly theatrical. Comedian Simon Brodkin also commented after watching the documentary series.
They were complaining that to pay for their own security. They were not happy about that. Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things after 6 episodes. I wanted to attack.
Suggesting his attempt to view it objectively left him disappointed. Morgan's personal story became another example critics used to support claims about shifting relationships. He described the pattern as building strong connections during moments of personal advantage and stepping away once circumstances change. Morgan stated that he experienced this personally, while critics also point to strained family relationships as further evidence of this narrative. Public debate continues to grow around whether Meghan can rebuild her image or shift public perception moving forward. Opinions remain divided, and the conversation around her public role, personal choices, and media portrayal continues evolving. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like it and share your thoughts in the comments so we can keep the discussion going here. Most importantly, subscribe to my Crown Clash channel because I share a new video every single day.